last rock standing. This is basically right next to the place where the original fossils were found. What you see there is a remnant of the original rock and whatnot that filled the area, most of which has been dug up for limestone, initially for use in agriculture, later on for use in industry. You've got the memorial there, and to translate the memorial it says, "In the memory of the discovery of Neanderthal humans by Professor Dr. C. Fulrot Eberfeld in summer 1856. Eberfeld is now part of Wuppertal." Over there we have pretty much the exact place where everything was. Let's try to get in a close look at that. And there we have pretty much the exact place, but it would have to be a fair bit higher, of course, originally, because so much of the stone has been quarried away. Now the entire area has been renaturalized, and is now quite a haven for local wildlife. It's a nice area. Over there you'll see the spot basically where the original fossils were found, somewhat higher than that. Of course, you'll have to imagine that a lot was dug out of this area originally, but it now looks a very, very nice area. Coming up to the Neanderthal Museum now, it's in really nice country and quite a nice walk to it. The building itself is quite an interesting one. Actually inside the museum now, it's a really nice, well done up job. And as I've just noticed, they've actually got a braille notice board inside the lift for people who use braille. I haven't seen that ever before. There's a special exhibition on the human-like apes, which I'm decided not to go to, now up on the second floor of the museum, and I'll go slowly downwards. This is part of the exhibitions, I think, for children, for others. This looks like sort of your general seaside activities. Then it gets seriously weird. I'm not quite sure what this has to do with it all, but apparently it's an exhibition meant to make people think about how human society is organized, democracy, monarchy, and so on. This is definitely my favorite part of it. Saw wheels, or whatever you call them in English. I mean, bring the word in. Yes, sorry. More on the exhibit, looking downwards. It's relatively well made for getting people to think about this, especially for children, for educational activities. So now we're into the skulls. Australopithecines, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and some poor bastard's brain. If it is a real brain, it looks very plastery, but that might be an artifact of the preservation process. No, it's definitely a real brain. You can see the little shreds of the meninges right in the back there. Okay, this is a reconstruction of Neanderthals based on finds in France. It's relatively well done. It shows the use of animal pelts as clothing. It shows the use of shoes, which is quite a fair assumption. And basically you're looking at humans of a different kind. Human is a concept which is not just biological. It also includes a lot of other things in it. And Homo neanderthalis is pretty much as human as Homo sapiens sapiens, except for a couple of interesting differences. Where did all these people go? We coexisted, we modern humans. Well, sorry, pardon the wrong use of the word modern there, but Homo sapiens sapiens coexisted with Neanderthals for at least about 30,000 years in some places. Where did the Neanderthals go? Why did they go? And there are a lot of theories about them. One theory is that basically just a very small difference between Homo sapiens sapiens and Homo neanderthalis meant that they were slowly outcompeted. Neanderthals did not trade. Homo sapiens sapien humans, on the other hand, have always traded. Archaeologically, you find the evidence over and over again that humans trade, but Neanderthals were the one branch of humans who did not trade. They had one basic toolkit of stone shapes, the way they shaped stone for work instruments. That was it. They never really advanced much in technology. Over a period of 30,000 years, they stayed pretty much the same, having reached a particular level. And they didn't trade with other Neanderthal communities. And that points to a very, very basic difference there indeed. Okay, this is another reconstruction based on finds in Gibraltar this time. And again showing basically a lot of speculation about how a Neanderthal lifestyle may have looked. How much we can say if this is true or not, it's a huge matter for debate. But on the whole, it's a very useful way of thinking about ourselves. Because when we really speculate in depth about what makes a Neanderthal, we're also speculating in depth about what makes us us. Good exhibits on Neanderthal finds, on jaw structure, on teeth, on diet, to explain how modern jaws have grown much smaller than what they used to be because of changes in diet over a long period, because we're no longer trying to eat really, really tough stuff. So the human jaws have gotten much smaller over time, and wisdom teeth no longer really fit into the jaws, thereby causing a lot of problems to a lot of people. These are quite good exhibits, getting people to think about diet, jaw structure, evolution, Neanderthals, and us. More of the exhibits. This is somewhat a bit weird, but we'll take a look down it. It appears to be an exhibit about graves, about funeral ceremonies, that kind of thing, and burial huts, wooden burial huts, enigmatic alignments of standing stones. Grave gifts, including gifts in a grave, funeral offerings, and that kind of